The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus. You're very welcome to another episode of The Hope Show, a weekly live stream dedicated to 1/6 scale collecting in general, pop culture and films. Yeah, I said it, I'm owning that. I have, we have problems pronouncing things over here in Ireland, but we'll get into it. So we're going to bring in the panel here. We got Jose Plus, we got Eddie Money Mendez, we got Phil, aka the underscore Empire Strikes. We got Ian H and Silver Fox, and of course we have Mike L. Gentlemen, as usual, thank you very much for giving up your time to speak about these things, collecting kind of related stuff. How are we doing?
All good.
Doing great, doing great.
Good stuff.
Pretty good, pretty good.
You got Monday out of the way anyway.
Yeah, almost. I haven't left for work yet, but yeah, we're getting there.
Well, you've woke up on a Monday. Sometimes that's half the battle.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, good stuff. So, all right. So, look, as usual, thanks very much for joining me. And we've got a good show planned today. We've got a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff has been talked about previously, but we're going to do it in a different way. Yeah, we got a few snaps in there, a few little bits and pieces and stuff. Yeah, right. Let's get straight into it. So, we'll address the chat for starters. We got Empire Strikes here, obviously channel member and panel member. We got Akira, we got JB, we have got Empire Strikes, the underscore Empire Strikes, of course, channel and panel member. We got Mike L, who's here as well. We got a new panel member. We got H and Silver Fox. Thanks very much, channel member and panel member. Thank you very much for joining. Ian didn't have to do it. I do appreciate. We got Talia Meyer from Germany. Phil's giving everyone a direct order. Let's get Shane to 3k. Could be. All we need is about maybe 17. One person to create 17 different burner accounts and just sub. That'll be awesome. Please do that. No, only joking. Just enjoy the show. We got Collector Joey. Have you? Oh, you've quit your job. Excellent. Quit your job. Sell your soul. Buy more plastic and hop on the stream. If you want the link, Joey, I presume you're at work. But if you want to quit right now, I will send you the link. Sit Scale Collector. Thanks very much for being here. We got Jose G. Hernandez, obviously channel and panel member. We got Collector Joey saying easy peasy like. Dan and Carbon is in the house as well, on his way back from London on a train. Thanks very much for joining in. Who else do we got? We got Ryan Smith, another panel member. Thanks very much for being here. We got Ryan, Respect the Lore. Thanks very much for being here. We got Eddie Money Mendez. He's obviously on the panel and he's a channel member as well. We got Tragedy Tales and of course we got Yomo. Alright, so we've addressed the chat. Thank you very much for being here. We're getting closer and closer and closer. I'm guessing this time next week, if all goes well, we'll be hitting the 3k. So maybe pay attention to any posts I make during the week. If I hit 3k, which don't want to jinx it, but it's looking good. It's looking good. That means that we will be giving away, or should I say Ian will be giving away, a brand new inbox. It's a Winter Soldier from Captain America Civil War, brand new inbox, and he's agreed to pay shipping. So I personally hope the person is living as far away from Scotland. I'm joking. That's very generous of you, Ian. You didn't have to do that. Much appreciated. So got to shout out the channel members. We got the troopers, brand new trooper here, brand new channel member H and Silver Fox. We got Jose G Hernandez. Brian Wong was meshing that man today, given an impossible task for the last few months there. So seems to be coming together. We got the Ben Thomas Show. We'll always have 800. We got Eddie Money Mendez, Caffeinated Comic Fan, Jim Collector, Lancelot's Nerd Corner, Mug Wump, Mike L, Chudy from Texas, Zen Zan, and of course Ryan Smith. And I saw a lot of those people in the chat as well. Of course, if you are a channel member and you are a commander, you get your YouTube handle or name displayed at the end of all the content like this. Massive shout out to all the channel members and a huge shout out to anyone who's ever taken any bit of their time to watch any of the videos, like any of the videos, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member, make a comment on the live stream, invite me on their live stream, guest on mine, massively appreciated. So new videos on the channel, my thoughts on this, and this, stick around. Well, this is actually not really thoughts, it's kind of like a review on the Luke lights. Same company as the one that make behind me, but these are specific for Millsbow. This is something I wanted to do for a long time. I'm absolutely buzzing with this. We're going to get started. I know what Eddie's going to pick. Eddie, go on, go for it.
Yep.
Which one do you want to pick?
I'm gonna be clutching onto those pearls right up there.
I figured someone would pick the pearl necklace. All right, yeah. So just sharing with you as I was putting these together, there is a reason for this, and of course, me stupidly when I was putting this slideshow together, I googled pearl necklace and did not get what I actually wanted to get, which was a lot more innocent. Right. So this one, has anyone guessed it?
Martha Wayne.
I know.
We got this. Okay, so so what we're going to do, obviously, we're going to open up, and we're going to open up with Catwoman. Now, look, folks, I know that you probably heard my takes on multiple different shows over the weekend. Like, I'll keep mine really, really short, just for people who maybe haven't heard it. But we're going to start off. We'll go from the top down. Jose, are you getting this? Do you like it or not? Do you think they did good?
That's a loaded question. I do like it overall. It's we've talked about this, privately a few times about it. There's a few upgrades, I guess, per se, from the original. I have the original 1.0. I've talked to you guys about it, so I do see the differences slightly. So I am getting it. You guys convinced me. You and Eddie convinced me about getting the Bat Pod. So that's kind of what I wanted to do from the beginning. So I'm getting the Bat Pod, and I mean, it's good enough for me. I know it's not perfect. I know there's been all that conversation about, the seam and the hair and all that, but it is what it is.
You know what? Like, a lot of people say, if they're, I know, whether you're a teacher or whether you're in the gym, whatever, you're not looking for perfection. You're looking for progress. You had the 1.0, and this is, we'll just call it a 2.0. I have my thoughts on that. Which one do you think is better?
I do think this is better than the 1.0. I have the original. I do think, just by seeing the pictures, the videos, the reviews, I do think it's better.
Okay, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Eddie, what do you think?
Sorry, I was trying to wait for the truck to go by, but I don't love it. I like Catwoman, and I need a Catwoman in my collection for the Dark Knight trilogy, but I don't love the figure. I don't like the hair. I don't like the hairline. The likeness is okay. I don't know. I will get it if it goes on a sale. I wouldn't pay retail for it. And if you don't have it on pre-order, then I would say wait, because I think it's a safe bet that it'll go down. But that's on you guys. If you want to take that gamble, I'm willing to take that gamble.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I might be right there with you. Phil, I don't think this is one that you had any interest in, was it?
No, not at all. Not even upon announcement. It's not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
It looks okay. Mm-hmm. I would be concerned for the hair and what have you, but I got no interest in Anne Hathaway in this representation, I'm afraid.
Okay, good stuff. Now I'm going to skip Ian, because Ian's kind of been doing mental gymnastics on this figure, and it's going to be convoluted. We're going to have to get there definitely will be numbers that various different unrounded decimals, and there might be some sort of a pie chart, graphs. Anyways, we'll come back. So Mike, are you in on this, or I know you're a Dark Knight fan, but was this something you had interest before you saw the prototype? You have it on pre-order? What do you think?
So I've got the Bane coming, and so I'm going to pick her up because I'm hoping to show focus to my visions of having this in my collection with Bane here, her here, with the backdrops that they come with because they match. So It's really a companion piece, and for that reason, I can overlook some of the imperfections. But the hair is what I was waiting for, and it looks better than I thought it did. Like seeing it in hand, in some videos and stuff, it looks like I could live with it. Like it's not going to be a total eyesore. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it looks like it's not just a single color throughout. And I think that really helps.
I got you. It's not a straight black.
Yep. And I'm not too worried about the suit because I don't plan on putting her on the Bat Pod. I don't plan on putting her in any real dynamic pose. I'm just going to try to get her body posed up in trying to think of the right word. You've seen some photos where she really does look pretty seductive, and I want to capture that in that
they
character.
Definitely. She's very feminine and curvy looking.
Exactly.
They posed her up quite well to show off them. I think the improved body on it.
Yep, in a way that doesn't really stress the suit much either. So I think she'll look great on the shelf, and she's going to be like kind of behind the main of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So I think she'll look great in my display. So yeah, I'm picking her up.
No problem at all. Yeah, that sounds. Sorry, 1 second. All right. Sorry. Yeah. So Sorry. Is that Logan possibly or?
I'm sorry, just like
no, you don't have to apologize.
The moment I turned my mic on, he started
yeah,
screaming.
no problem. No problem whatsoever.
So you had a velociraptor in the background.
Well, they called him Logan for a reason, man. The guy's fierce. That's no problem.
His claws are coming in. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, that's it.
Shane, if I can make one point real quick. In the chat, they were mentioning about the mask not being removable, and then in the manual, it does state that you shouldn't remove it. I want to make a mention of that because in the 1.0 you could remove it, but once you did, it was so difficult to attach it again. It was really hard to do so that I would just give up. I would just not put it on. I would just leave it loose. So I think that they've done that so that way it keeps the hair intact. But you can remove it, but you have to remove it by force, kind of like the Peacemaker for the Peacemaker figure.
Yeah,
so.
I think the Peacemaker was an easier job, I'd imagine. I haven't done it myself yet, because I just haven't got around to it. I'm happy with the pose I have it in for now, but I'd imagine the Peacemaker is a lot easier from what I've seen. It's just a little piece of plastic. What I'd worry about taking it off, there's two things that I'd worry about. One, I've seen what it looks like with the mask off, and as Marco said, burn it before it lays eggs. Like it absolutely looked weird. Second thing is, I think the mask is kind of acting like a headband to manage that hair, and that's vital. So Ian, talk us through your mental gymnastics on this figure, because last I heard you were saying that it was like, no, I don't like this, and then after that you're like, oh, you're coming around to it. What happened? Tell us.
No, since you skipped me over, I'm going to talk about multivariable calculus or quantum mechanics. So, okay, yeah. So
the only difference that would make is we'd still wouldn't understand what you're saying. Right, so.
Oh jeez. Yeah. So I've went full rounds on this one. When it was released, I really didn't like it at all. I think when we did the last show, I pointed out that forehead and the hair. But then I've seen in hand, and I'd recommend people going to watch Planet 33, I think, and that shows it up way better. I think a lot of this is on the photography. Look at the lighting; it just makes the contrast of the forehead and the hair come out a bit too much. So I've been in this game a long time, and you still sometimes jump the gun. I cancelled my order, which I'm not too fussed about, because I will wait way down the line. I honestly believe this will hit the bargain bin, and that's when I think I'll pick it up.
That's when you'll strike.
Yeah,
and it'll be
yeah,
Wang Feng's time to shine. Anyone get that reference? Anyone?
And
Old Simpsons reference. Wang Feng's time to shine. Sorry, go on.
So I think at least 12 months, maybe 18 months, I'll dip in and pick it up. And the only concern on the figure for me is the boots, but I won't dynamically pose this figure, so that mitigates that. So yeah, I've went from one extreme to the other. I think it's not a fantastic figure. I think it looks good, and I'll pick it up only for the right price.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to keep it really simple. I have this on pre-order. It's when it gets sent out, I'm not blown away by it. It's I knew it wasn't. I thought it was going to be a soft reissue, a 1.5. Like the difference between the first Bane and the prototype Bane are night and day. This here, they've kind of half-arsed it, to be honest. there are some things that are better, like the body and stuff like that, and some things that are not necessarily better. So when I made the video, an Irish collector reached out to me going, look, I'm keen on getting that one, so if you get it and you don't like it, I'll buy it off you. And I was like, well, that's brilliant. It's always great to have as Jose would say, a financial backer behind you. So I'm going to get it in, and I'm going to take a look at it. I don't want to sell it. I'm going to get it in, just take a look at everything and see if I can just put in a really simple kind of a character pose, a museum pose that doesn't put stress in the suit. It just keeps it simple, and if it looks well, I'll keep it. If not, I'll sell it on. That's that in a nutshell. So we're just going to move on. Before we do, though, we got to interrupt the show because...
Welcome to the club, man.
we have got a brand new channel member, good old Spotchka. Daniel, I believe this guy's name is. Thanks very much for doing that. Really appreciate it. And Daniel is going to be on episode 51 of Visions. At the weekend, we hit 50 episode on Visions with Brick Artemis, one of the Wolfpack members. Loved every bit about that show. And Daniel, good old Spotchka, is going to be on the channel on Saturday the 17th of February. It'll be, let me get this right, it's 4 p.m. my time, which would be 10 a.m. Central Time or 11 a.m. East Coast. Alright, so thanks a million, Daniel. Really appreciate you supporting the channel like that. Right, so the next up, right, so Jose, you can pick there.
Oh, okay. The sand? Is that sand?
Sand. Hate sand. It gets everywhere. So there's probably no points for cracking this code. Yeah, we got to talk about Padme. So you can go first. So your thoughts on Padme? You have this one incoming, don't you?
I do, yeah. I'm like a big Natalie Portman fan. She's been my crush since I saw the Phantom Menace.
We're all big fans around here.
A big
Don't be
fan.
Thinking you're special, Jose.
She has a great personality. She's a great actress overall, and so yeah. I mean, Padme, I was gonna jump on right away. I think this looks great. I personally
Eddie's. I just looked at Eddie's reaction to that. Yeah, you weren't getting away with saying that, but I'm not. Is he trying to be like this, or sorry?
I don't know.
I keep interrupting you.
I didn't see Eddie's reaction there, but I mean, I personally think it looks good. I can't wait to have it in hand. Dan was sharing the photos with us, and I thought it looked pretty good. So I see what you guys meant. I think I saw Ben's show. You guys were talking about how she looks a little older than how she was. He brought up some comparison photos, which I completely understand. But overall, this is good enough for me. I know who it is, and she's going to fit well with my collection. So,
yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to speed up the show. I don't collect prequels. I think it does look like Natalie Portman. I don't think it's an absolute shrink ray, but I don't collect the prequels, so I was never going to get this. I'm going to sit this one out and go straight to Eddie.
I definitely collect prequels. I have this on pre-order. I'm excited for it. I think it looks pretty good. There are some things that I wish were different, but also I don't mind the way they are, like the bagginess of the fit of the clothes. Like, it looks not as good as it could, I think, if it was a little bit tighter of a fit, but it'll help with articulation, and I think, I don't know, futzing it, and I think it'll look good if I put it in a certain pose. And then something, I think the likeness is there. I don't know if it's worse than the production or the prototype, but something about the eyes are weird to me. Like, I don't know if they made them too big or what it is, but something stands out. It's not enough to be bad, but yeah, like you were saying.
It's the figures that have the separate rolling eyeballs functions just have that kind of, intense kind of stare. So you can pose that away with the eyes, though. I definitely think, but yeah, I get what you're saying. It's a real, like, intense, crazy ex-girlfriend stare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever watch? Oh God, is it Wedding Crashers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll find you.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
She absolutely nails that role. That's a bloody good movie. Yeah, it's an intense enough eyes, but yeah. But you've got this one pre-order anyway, don't you?
Yeah, I have it on order with Sideshow.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha. And Dan and Carbonate is usually on the panel. Actually, got this in today, but he's not with us now. But he's happy with how it's turned out in hand. What about yourself, Phil?
No, I'm out with the prequels. Other than I've got a couple of clones. I think you've got Cody, haven't you? And I've got Rex. But It's just another line I can't afford to dip into, and I haven't got the space for. But if I was, I'd definitely get her. I think she's pretty good, to be fair. Good luck to everyone who's got her.
Yeah, and Ian, I believe, has this one incoming.
Yep, it comes on Thursday, I believe so. However, you know, everybody objectifying this beautiful lady, I appreciate that she's a Harvard graduate. It's, you know, it's not just about her looks.
Yeah.
What a
Deary
wanker.
dear boys.
That's my favorite.
I said she was a great actress. I mean,
Look at him taking the moral high ground. No one was disrespectful to Natalie. Someone said she was a great actress. Like, yeah. So, but she's a Harvard graduate. You unlocked the core memory. It's not a core memory. It's bloody Lonely Island Club. She did a skit with them, like a Natalie. If you just in YouTube look up Natalie Portman rap, and she mentioned
the SNL.
It's really good. Yeah, it's really
SNL,
really
yeah.
good.
It's really good.
Yeah, but
She's really good rapping. She's done a few of those actually.
Yeah. What did she study in Harvard? Seeing as you have the
Psychology.
Wikipedia page in front of you there, Ian.
It was psychology or the likes. It was along that ilk. Same as Lucy. Well, Lucy's got her doctorate, slightly more educated than her. But hey,
Yeah. But it'd be fair to say that both women have beauty, brains, and talent. Would that be right? But only one of them has Ian.
that and Lucy's very special in that case.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right.
She's a lucky girl.
Look how modest this guy is.
I don't know.
The panel, we put a poll in the chat about that. Mike.
I don't know. Ian still sounds like a brute to me because I didn't even notice that she was a woman until you guys brought it up. I just noticed. I only noticed her talent. So, but this is news to me.
Right.
I will say though, if you took her head sculpt and put it on a civilian body, would I know instantly that this was Natalie Portman? I don't know. That being said, I'm still getting her. She's going to complete that scene I want from Attack of the Clones, so it's a no-brainer for me.
Well, Stanley reckons you're very enlightening. And X-Man Supreme just coming in saying, yeah, she did the rap. And Copper saying hello and happy Monday. And hello right back to you. Thanks for joining us. So out of the panel then, just so Jose is in, Eddie's in, Ian is in, and did you say you're getting this as well, or are you?
I'm getting
Mike?
it. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
So it's myself and Phil sitting this one. All right. Let's go back. Anyone want to shout one out there?
Only because I'm really intrigued by the stork and the baby.
What do you think it is?
Who is it?
No.
Come on,
oh
come
God,
on.
no. I think people could just clip that 2 seconds and make a panic dip there. This is new deliveries, but also drop-offs. So, anyone get anything new this week? You may as well go on there, Phil, or did you sell anything or anything?
No, nothing for me this week.
Okay.
Just waiting on POs to release now.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, so we'll go to Jose.
Yeah, I haven't been here in a few weeks, so there's a few things. I sold my
Get
BVS
comfortable,
Batman.
folks. Get comfortable.
My BVS Batman that I had, it's a Wonder Woman's by herself now. I had them together, so I sold my my Justice League Superman already, as I told you guys before, and then the BVS Batman. So I sold them already. So I moved that, and in I got the. Hold on here. I just got it in, but I haven't opened it up yet. The Doc Ock.
Ah, excellent.
Yeah.
Have you haven't opened it up and taken a look
I
at
haven't
the
did it open
face?
up because this whole weekend I was at a con, so I didn't get the chance. It got delivered on Friday, so I haven't been able to look at it.
You met Nev Campbell and
I did.
David Arquette. Would that be right?
Yeah, David Arquette.
Did he have a Hoover with him? A vacuum cleaner?
Yeah.
No?
No, that's Doofy. He was actually there.
Oh, sorry. I completely.
You're talking about the Scary Movie parody version of him.
Yeah,
Dude.
I got you.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I am. Yeah.
But he was actually there too, and he was signing the mask from Scary Movie. It was pretty cool.
Gosh, that's cool. So David Arquette was there as well.
David Arquette was there. Mainly the main cast was all there. So I took my poster. I got that signed. You know how I like getting autographs and all that. So I got that signed, and I actually Dermot Maroney, who played one of the Ghostface, spoiler alert, for the latest movie, he was there too, and I have a custom figure for that movie. It's like, it has like a distressed mask. I know Dan would appreciate it if he was here, but I also got
he also had a brief role in Friends, I believe.
Yes, yeah, a lot of people know him as
up.
your mom's crush. Your mom's
Right.
crush from all those wedding movies, but here we go.
All right.
So I put that in front of the figure. So yeah.
So you have quite the autograph collection now at this stage, don't you?
Oh yeah, a lot of those. Yeah.
You might be the man to ask this. I'm not sure. Can you see? But I've done a bit of rearranging. I'll show you why later on. It'll make sense later on. But I've taken figures out from behind me, and I've done a bit of rearranging and freeing up spaces, obviously for incoming pre-orders. But if you see, that's actually perfect.
Oh,
that's
the
Tommy
Cillian Murphy,
Shelby and then Arthur's
autograph.
there, and you see these are limited to 400 each, and they've got a little plaque there with Cillian Murphy's signature, hopefully soon to be Oscar winner. But the little plaques came with them. They did like a signature run, which is limited to 400, and one without the signature, which wasn't limited. And my question for you is, I really like the little metal plaques where it has the name of the actor or character, and then you obviously get that signed with some sort of, I don't know, pentel or something. Supposing you have, like, I don't know, like a figure that doesn't come with the signature, where do you buy those plates, or how do you get them made, and then you go to the con and go, can you sign this? How does that work? Like,
Yeah, you get them custom made. This one was made by AM Customs. You can find him on Facebook or Instagram. He's local. He lives in California, but I know there's a few that do it. I know CRO Customs also does them as well. He's really good, and he's from England. From the UK. So I know he's from over there. You just tell him how you want it, and then he'll make it for you, and then send it to you, and you can take it to a con or send it into a private signing, and then that's it.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Let's say Christian Bale ends up in Dublin Comic Con, and he it's 3 months' time or something like that. Let's just say you get Christian Bale in, and I'm like, I love one of those plaques with DX19. If I get onto him and say, look, I want one of those plaques that says, The Dark Knight, Batman, Christian Bale, they'll leave a space then for him to sign, and I get that and I bring it to the all right, so it's a bit of planning involved, basically. Cool. I might pick your brain about that.
They'll give you a little base, and then the metal plaque that you put on it, and then they'll put a little box there for him to sign, and then you just take it to the con, and then they'll sign it for you, and then you can put it in front of the figure.
I love that.
Like you've done with that.
Yeah, I love that. Thanks very much. I do appreciate that. Yeah. So, is there anything else you want
to? I think that's it. That's all I've got in so far. So
cool. All right, Eddie.
I haven't sold anything. I think since the last show I got So Dean told me that there was this really good deal on a site called AmiAmi. Once I got my Mark 50, he told me that there was this good deal for the accessory set for the Mark 50 on there. So I picked that up on there, and it was under $100. And then I also found the Iron Patriot, the Mark 1 Iron Patriot from Iron Man. Was that Iron Man 3? The beginning of Iron Man 3? So I found that for under $100. So I picked those both up for a pretty good deal, and I got those in. The Iron Patriots, it's a good figure. It was used. It's kind of loose in some of the joints, but I think that's happening on all of the older die-cast Iron Man figures. So it's a little loose. That's my only critique about it, but it's not bad. I'm still glad. I got it for like $90. So to get a die-cast Iron Man for $90 is pretty sick.
Yeah, that's definitely a win.
I think that's everything I got.
Good
so
stuff.
Far.
Okay.
I paid off some third-party stuff that's coming, so probably on the next show. But I paid off a third-party, Mr. Freeze, that Dragon Toys one, that's coming, and then the Alfred from Mars Toys should be here
Excellent
soon.
stuff. You are the biggest Batman Forever fan that I know. So we spoke to Phil already. Ian, go on, hit us with it.
So I got Morbius in. Absolutely love that. The head sculpt detail is astonishing. It really is. And Blade. So I've completed the Midnight Suns. because I've got the original Ghost Rider with the Hell Cycle. It's always been an aim to get that right set up, so I'm over the moon with that. I've got quite a lot coming in this week, so it's been it's a bit of heat, so I'll talk about that next week. I've got something quite special coming in my mind. So.
And you might need a slightly different camera setup if you want to unbox that live, which would be if it's not too much hassle.
I've never done the whole unboxing. I've got a pro camera because I do studio photography and landscape, but I never do photography on figures. So I'll see. I'm away Friday, Saturday, and back Sunday afternoon, so I might be struggling.
Yep, no problem at all.
But yeah, let's
if
see
it suits. And Mike.
No figures, but this is figure adjacent. Shane, I know that sometimes you'll read a comic associated with a movie that you like. So this just came out in hardcover. It's the Riddler Year One. The Riddler Year One by Paul Dano. He wrote it. So he...
The actor that played the Riddler wrote it?
Correct. And he wrote it like, I don't want to say in consultation, but like sort of with the blessing of Matt Reeves, the director, just to make sure hey, this is as much Matt Reeves' character as it is Paul's, and he wanted to make sure that they were all in cohesion as to where the character came from. So as Paul Dano was creating the background for his character, actually Matt Reeves encouraged him to write it as a comic book. And so this is what he came up with, and it started coming out I think last year, and they just put it together in a hardcover. Just came out last week. I'm about halfway through. It's a really good read, and if you're a fan of the film, it's just cool to have more of the backstory, especially one that was you don't get truer than what the actor himself was working on to create the character you saw on screen. So
yeah, I'm with you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Excellent
That's
stuff.
it.
Excellent. So look, I'll keep this quick. So finally, I got rid of the magnetic lights. I had previously for each cube, on the roof of each cube, over the figures were these they're LED. They look like cartridges. They're basically LED lights, but they're all separate and they're wireless and they're remote controlled, so they can be, you can turn them off and on. You could have different brightnesses. You can switch between like warm tone and white tone. And the problem was that you have to take them all off. They come with like a piece of really, really strong sticky tape, and on the other side there's a magnet, and they magnetize on and off. They're pretty cool actually. They're easy to install, but you have to charge them. And say I might be in here in this room in the evening, maybe for 2 to 3 hours, and I was finding I had to charge them every 2 weeks, and that got old pretty quick. Plus, they were beginner's mistake. I put them directly over the figures, and meant there wasn't at a 45-degree angle at the front like the Luke lights are naturally with the channels. So I reached out to Luke Lights, same company that make the ones I had for DTOPS and the lights I had behind me, and I just bought these off them. They're custom made for the IKEA Mills boat, and so I have that wired in with a smart plug, and it's great. Even the app that we use, the smart plug's like €13, and we've a camera for our dog it's the same company, so like I could share permissions with Megan, so if I forget to turn them off, she can turn them off on her app, and it's just really convenient. Like I just really big fan of smart plugs, just not having to turn anything on like that. But so yeah, I took all the troopers out of it and put my movie icons display in there. I still am gonna. I don't think Deadpool and Cable are household names. Deadpool probably is, and more than likely will be after this summer. Cable maybe not so much, but I think the vast majority of people come into the house will know who Batman, the Joker, Terminator, RoboCop, Iron Man and Spider-Man are. So maybe I put a Vader and a Luke down there or something. But so my troopers are up here to my right, and collectively I think they look better together in a bunch. I really like them, kind of like how Mario has them, but I have them on a windowsill, not as crisp as how Mario has them. But so I got that in. I'll just give you a very quick, I'll give you a very quick look at the video. I'll skip the video because it's just this, so I'll skip the video. But I sold something. Today. Oh, sorry, that's just a screenshot of the app. It's a very, very user-friendly, tidy app. So this one has been snapped out of my collection. So I'm selling ketchup and mustard. The incinerated trooper has been sold. They've been on the chopping block, I want to say, for maybe 9 months to a year. And I just made the decision the other day because I had them all posed up together. And they were all weathered and scratched up, apart from these two boys. And I fell out of love with them. So yeah, that's sold, and I'm selling the Artillery Trooper Mustard. If anyone interested, hit me up. We might do his work something out. But yeah, gone. So I'll go back to the selection process again. Did everyone have a chance to speak there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the pearl necklace is gone. The sand is gone, and the baby and the stork is gone. Ian.
Okay, I'll take the Vader.
I knew you were going to pick the Vader. I just had a suspicion. Okay, so that means you choose the next topic.
Okay, so I want to share
It's almost like he was prepared for it.
I know, it's like you just set me up. Right? Yeah. I want to share an app, and it might be something somebody's used before, so just a bit of context. Like many people, I work with spreadsheets in terms of my figures because I've got them insured. I've got various details on it, and also pre-orders. So I've got 5 spreadsheets, but I was putting them into all my collection and also pre-orders. But I also am a big proponent of physical media. So I collect movies, I collect vinyl, I've got quite a big book collection. So I've run into issues with previous Blu-rays that I had multiples, and I'm now building my library of 4K physical media. So when I was going through all the Blu-rays, I found many duplicates that I've gave to family and friends. So I decided to look at cataloguing, and again I've got really quite a large vinyl collection. So as I was looking through apps, I saw an app called I Collect Everything, and if you are a collector, it's got action figures, cars, there could be, me and Shane were joking about it, alcohol. There's obviously people that collect alcohol apart from
we
the
just
Scotch
get stuck
and Irish. That's it. So
Collect the empty bottles.
yeah. So this, it was free, but I've now paid for it because I've exceeded. So I only looked at this today, in fact last night, and started playing with it today. So I want to go through because it might be useful for collectors. I think if you've got a large amount, rather than working with spreadsheets, and you can do all sorts of filters. It's really quite cool. So I'm using Apple, so it's iCollectors. I don't know if that can be seen. So iCollectors.
Yeah, the icon looks just like that on Android. I just checked it. So
yeah, so I collect everything. So if we go in, sorry, this is just me sharing my screen. If we do switch, so you can see there's a huge list that's overall on here.
They're the categories of things you can collect, yeah?
Yep, so there's Lego, action figures, coins, dolls, model trains. So what I've predominantly got here is books, movies, music, and obviously action figures. So what you do is, so I've not put in everything. I've got 9 figures in here just now that list it, and you can change the format from this. You can put it into a grid format.
Does that just scan the barcode of the box, is it?
That's correct. So that's handy. So every Hot Toy box has got a barcode. Sideshow have got a barcode. Third party, you then in the search bar in here, you type it in, and it's built on a community. So if there's not a reference there, maybe somebody's taken a figure, or if you take a photo and put something on, it references that. So it builds and builds. It's got some really cool things. Something quite scary, it's got collection value. Very scary. So if I click on this, you'll see from the 9 that I've just put in just now, there's $400 on one and 2,100 odd pounds on another, so maybe about £2,400 just on 9.
Wow.
So that's estimated, but you can put in the actual value for yourself. So if you...
And do you think they're building those prices based on the retailer MSRP?
I'm not sure where they're picking the estimated value. It might be from eBay or what's been sold. I've not really had time to look at that. But there's a huge amount of information you can put in terms of cataloguing your figure, in terms of where you bought it and all that stuff. And it allows you to filter everything. So if I give you an example, so I've got a figure here. So if I take Reva, you see the barcode that's here. All you do is click add that's on here, and it'll ask you, does your item have a barcode, yes or no? Yes, you just scan it. No, you then just type in whatever and it pulls it up, and it's really good. Now I've put in 118 4K movies so far.
Wow.
And they all come up, no problem. So obviously it comes up just with the scanner. Just like that. And you see it brings up the Hot Toys figure, the model number, the MMS number, etc.
That's good.
That's very handy.
You then just select that. You can add in so many details if you want, depending, and then it adds to your list. So
Good
you can
stuff.
filter
So
everything.
I collect everything. That's what it's called.
I collect everything. Now it's free, but because you hit a paywall when you hit 30 items. So yeah. So once you hit 30 items, you've got two options. You can select it's £29.99.
So it's made by INART. Brilliant. Okay, moving on.
No, but that's a lifetime. It's not a subscription, it's a one-off, but that's for one selection. Now that I've got several things I'm putting in, it's $59.99 for a lifetime, but it's really good. So I've obviously played a fair bit with this today. I'm not sponsored by this. I've paid my money. I just appreciate a really good app, and it's going to. So I've got a lot of figures. I'm just going to scan, and then any third party, I'll just type in and I'll put myself, and it keeps it really, really quite clean. You can share it with other people. You can share it to your computer, and you can then play about with it. It's in an HTML. You can, because it goes to a cloud. What's good for me is like birthdays and Christmas. I typically get movies or vinyl as presents, and I've got so much. Everybody. It's a nightmare, so I just share this with Lucy. So she's over the moon at having this, because her and her dad just go through all my vinyl collection. What's he got? What's he got? Right. So apart from the figure thing, it's serving me so much. It's so easy to use. I can't wait to continue using it. For me, it's well worth the £60 that I've paid
Excellent
for
stuff.
this. So
good stuff.
Yeah.
Good suggestion. Okay, so I collect everything in an app for cataloguing, whatever you're collecting, figures or elsewhere. Excellent stuff.
Really
Thanks,
cool.
Ian. Thank you.
Good shout.
All right, so Jose's chosen. So is Eddie. Phil, did you chose this store, didn't you? And Ian and Jose, what did you choose? Something as well, didn't you?
I did.
Sand.
You won't pick the sand.
Okay, Mike.
I'll go David Gilmour. If that is David Gilmour.
It is, man. I love that you recognised that was David Gilmour. So I like to think he is playing the solo from Time.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
I was gonna just play the whole thing, but it's amazing. Just the copyright strike and all that kind of stuff. So instead, we went with this. Okay, so not as good as the Time solo, but yeah. So this is really simple. We're going to be talking about Han Solo now. So Han Solo dropped. I'll go first on this one. I'm personally really excited about this. Don't have a Han Solo, want the Han Solo. I don't care if it's branded 40th anniversary Han Solo, Return of the Jedi Han Solo, A New Hope Han Solo, low fat Han Solo. I can't believe it's not Han Solo. We got one. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hyped about it. I love the outfit. I love the fact you can display it with the trench or not. I think the head sculpt's good. I think the wrinkles on the forehead there are inevitably going to soften because that's what happens from prototype to final product. I think the hair kind of looks like a bit of a helmet and needs to be messier. That's it. I think it needs a bit of work, but overall, happy enough. So I would go out on a limb here and I'd say I reckon everyone on the panel is getting this.
Yep.
Jose, are you in on this?
That's correct, yeah.
Eddie? Phil, you look keen, you're just nodding there.
Fuck yeah.
Ian, I know Ian's already Ian's already ordered it. And what about Mike?
Oh yeah, Mike's getting it, and I think everyone's getting it because last I heard it was #1 on Sideshow, like within 24 hours. So pretty big deal.
Yeah, good stuff. There's going to be more hands out there than Grogu's. So look, we'll start off with go from the bottom up there. Mike, what are your thoughts on this? Obviously, there's been a hairgate this week.
Yeah.
Do you think the criticism is warranted? Like, do you think it's perfect, or what do you think?
I mean, I think it's. I've heard other people say this, and they're right. I think it's very hard to get this kind of hair that's like so poofed out that there's like some gaps in it, right? How do you do that? I think it might have been. I don't know if it's Eddie or Jose. Somebody said like it looks like they traced it. That might have been. Gosh, it doesn't matter. But whomever said that, that's brilliant. Because if you just had the image and you traced it, then they just sculpted this. Might have been Eddie. Yeah. But it doesn't bother me enough to not get it. And also, MRC's recent, like, kind of first-hand look of it looks much better than it even does here. So, I think he looks great. I don't know. I like the jacket look. I love a trench like you, but... And I love the design. I've always loved that this looked like after a wash, he played paintball and then washed his jacket. It's kind of like if you ever looked, it's got like just like faded paint splatter all over it, like just like sponge effect. But I don't think I would pose him like that with it. But I love that Sideshow or Hot Toys has gone through the effort of looking at the film, looking at the reference photos that are classic Han photos, and showing you that you can get that look. So I'm getting them.
Good stuff. All right, who wants to jump in there? Anyone at all?
It's probably the first time I've panicked about getting a figure in a long time. I was stuck in work when I saw the release. Basically, whoever was dropping this for the PO, that's where I was getting it from, and I did.
Who did you go in the end?
It was Toys on Fire Bang Dong, and they're sort of they're a Hong Kong reseller, but they're based in the UK. There's a couple of them over here on Facebook groups. But yeah,
Gotcha.
I went on Pop. I went on 1/6 kits. I even went on Toys Wonderland to see if anybody's released
desperate times!
Don't get me wrong. I was going to order it from them. I was just seeing if they were going to drop it. But yeah, so they were the first ones that I saw pop up with a price. Bang! Yeah, order history. I don't care if he's bald. I was getting this.
Yeah. I think that's for me. Like, as much as I think the hair does need a bit of work, it's far from a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker. Mike, I spoke to you already about this, and I spoke to, I suppose, Phil. Ian, what are your thoughts here? You've already gone ahead and ordered this.
Pre-ordered, absolutely. I've already had a little space in my Endor set for this, waiting. I didn't see it coming. I'm over the moon. Yeah, it could be slight improvements. If they give us exactly this, I'm ecstatic. So, very, very happy. I think this looks fantastic. The videos that I've seen look far better than these photos.
Excellent stuff. Mike, you got to head out, do you?
Yeah, I got to run, fellas, but thanks again. Always great hanging with you guys.
Thanks very much for making the effort coming in, especially before work. Look, have a good day, and we'll see you hopefully next week, all right?
I'll be listening.
Mike.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Mike.
Later.
So, Eddie, I think we've how many streams did we do talking about this over the last week? 4 or 5? safe to say we know each other's takes, but go on, give it to the people there who maybe haven't heard.
I was super excited and shocked, I think, as the whole community was, to see this announced. So I am over the moon with it. A very exciting release, and gonna be. I can't say it'll be my first OT trilogy character because I've had them in the past, but just because I'm a newer collector and didn't want to dive down that line, I just stuck to prequels. And then I always said, like, once they do a new Han, I'll go back in OT, thinking that I was safe, and they did a new Han. So now I'm gonna probably pick up some older figures, but I'm still excited for it, dude. I think it looks phenomenal. I know there are some nitpicks and some things that people want changed, which, fair enough. I don't disagree with most of them. If they want to fix it, fine. If I get it just like this, I'm over the moon still. So, very, very exciting release.
Does anyone else think this is very Blade Runner?
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, one of my favorite things. You know how I feel about figures with trench coats, like whether it's Kyle Reese, I know Nightmare Batman, or Doc Ock, like Neo from the first movie. Let's just take a look at and appreciate some of these poses, because what they've done, really subtle poses. Like, they're not majorly dynamic, but they're poses, character poses that he would typically be in the Endor scene, or the just the very, very Han Solo-esque poses, like really, really well done. Simple, very, very simple, not much going on, easy to do. I love that one. Just because he has the hand on the gun in the holster, so he's about to draw. Class. Even the hand in the pocket, like, he just looks like he's gone out for a few pints, and bloody he deserves them. They defeated the Death Star twice. I don't get this one. Is this like he's like pleading with someone? Is he? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they were saying
he's at the doors,
he's outside the bunker.
Right. Okay. I'd love this one though. Just even like the way he's just slightly off center, and they've used the rolling eyes there to make him look. I love that. That could be the pose. That's pretty cool too. But I still prefer this is subtle, more subtle.
This I will never use that trench coat. By the way, that'll
no.
Stay. Nah.
I gotta say, I like the trench coat. But I know what you're saying. This is the more, when you think Han Solo, you think of more of like this look, or Bespin, yeah? Yeah. Very cool. Bunch of hands as well. I think there actually comes with more hands. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I saw another image. I think they actually, there you go. I think this is the one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Remember a few months ago, a lot of there's figures that were released that were coming like only 2 or 3 extra hands, 4 extra hands maybe, and they weren't like, they didn't have like a gun holding hand for the left and the right. It was just either or, a bit of shrinkflation going on. But this is great the way they've done these. What do you think?
No fists. There should be fists. I don't know why. I just want more hands. I'm always like,
oh my god, Eddie, it's Han Solo. You should be lucky. That we're getting this. Don't you dare bite the hand that feeds.
He wouldn't give him the likeness for the fists, Eddie.
Yeah, he wouldn't sign off on them. He uses them to destroy Hot Toys. But that is weird. You think that most figures would come with like a pair of open hands, relaxed hands. If it's a gun wielding character, a left and right trigger finger, 2 fists, and then whatever unique ones they need. Because some figures have a rifle, so it might be a trigger finger with the right and a kind of a resting hand with the left. That's actually a fair point. There are no.
And a guy with no force using abilities or a lightsaber should have fists, right? His options are to shoot or hit people.
How many people did he punch though in the original trilogy?
I don't know, but he could have punched some people in my collection, and now he can't.
Yeah, but it's a good cop. A lot of figures do come with fists, like But look, Jose, I know you're gonna get this. Or did you already pull the trigger on it, or are you gonna,
No, yeah, I right away I jumped on this. You know how I feel about Han Solo. I paid all that money for.
Very iconic scene. He punches what's his name in the face? Lando. Oh, that's Bespin though. My bad. That's not the same. But
you were so close.
He
You were
gets
so
him right
close.
So
Go on, Jose.
Oh, no, I was just saying, you guys know how much I paid for the signed plaque of Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford's one of my favorite actors in general, so I was going to jump on this. This is way better than the New Hope version that people were paying, how much, $400-500, even more, for that older figure. And I have that one, and it's nice, but this one blows it away. It just looks so good. And I understand the nitpicks. Eddie made some great points with the hair that I think are very valid. And I think it's just it's hard to recreate that hair. So I think I understand, you know, the points in terms of the hair, but I like it. Like I made a point, I think, in the chat on one of the shows you guys were on, that I think it kind of looks like that retro vibe. You know, a lot of people had that poofy hair back in the 70s, 80s. So for me, it makes sense, and it kind of gives it that vintage vibe that I really, really like. So if they fix it, great. I think they could easily, with the movable eyes, they could give you like an alternative sculpt. You know how they do that with a few figures where they have they did that with the Robert Pattinson Batman. So maybe they give you another one where you can remove it and it's a little bit different. I could see them doing that.
Yeah, and you know, if you haven't done so already and you are interested in this, go to Hot Toys after the stream on Facebook, and on the post for this figure, just, you know, at them, tag them, and just say, look, you know, I'm interested in this figure, but could you fix the hair? Like, that's all you have to say. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not being toxic. That's not being super negative. That's just like, I appreciate this. It looks good, but any chance you could fix the hair? If enough people do it, then, you know, we have seen them do it before. Just like you said, Robert Pattinson Batman, the Peacemaker is probably one of the most infamous ones. So would you consider this figure a fail? Would anyone in the chat consider this figure a fail?
No.
Because, okay, I want you to think of a figure that Hot Toys have put out in the last few years that you consider an absolute fail. And I think to be considered a fail, it has to have multiple things wrong with it. You're thinking of the same one I'm thinking about, the Batman Begins, yeah?
Oh,
yeah.
That's what I was thinking about, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the pigeon neck, the terrible cape, the fact that the first batch was glossy, the fact that you can't really wear the balaclava, it looks weird, whereas the 1.0 you could. I don't think it comes with a grappling gun.
It does not.
Do you know? So that's what I consider a fail. Do you know? But anyone else can think of a figure that Hot Toys have put out in the last few years that you're like, that was a miss, that was a fail there?
Yeah, Catwoman. I think the Catwoman's a fail.
Okay. Yeah, there is, being honest, more than one things I'm concerned in that figure about, but I am going to wait until I get it in hand. But I never really won for the in-hand argument. I've never got a figure in that looks mind-blowing in reviews and then I get it in hand and it looks terrible. Or I've never got a figure that looks terrible in reviews and got it in going, oh my god, it's amazing in hand. Slight differences maybe, but yeah. So
what about that old Ant-Man with the smiling sculpt? Did you guys like that one?
Like cheers everyone up, doesn't it?
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, so I suppose we'll go back. Anyone else have anything to add on Han?
No, it looks really good. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think we're all excited.
What's coming next?
Yeah, we're all excited to get our hands on it. Let's be fair. Not show myself out. All right, so I don't want to pick. You can pick. Who wants to go next?
Let's go for the wood dragon.
The dragon. All right, okay. So it's this is the main topic actually. So Chinese New Year, dry spells. Obviously, what they're going to do is typically, you know, China shuts down and there's festivities. This year is Year of the Dragon. So look, around these times you're going to see obviously not as many announcements or releases. Sometimes they schedule some announcements and stuff like that. But yeah, so my point is, with these lulls, what do you do? Are you going to use this to be kind of to start saving money, or are you the person that just, I haven't pre-ordered anything in a month or whatever, and you start looking down, chasing backwards grails or something like that? So, what are you capitalizing on this downtime, or do you have a plan for this to chase figures out? I'm asking, like, how do you cope with these dry spells, or what's your technique? Anyone there?
This is probably the time of year where I convince myself to buy figures that I wasn't planning on buying.
So you don't capitalize on these. You dig yourself into a bigger hole. Is what you're saying?
Sort of. I mean, I wanted the Book of Boba Fett, Boba, and Fennec for a while, and I held out for a while, and then quite a few pre-orders went in the tail end of last year with C-3PO, and then you had the Obi-Wan Vader, Obi-Wan himself. Then Wrecker was released, so to complete the 5, I PO'd the Echo, which I hadn't previously done. So yeah, they would do. Generally, while it's quiet, I would normally go back and get something that I've probably been holding out, whether it's for a reduction or what have you. But yeah, my collection can't expand much more anyway, so it's going to slow down on its own without sort of holding back and saving and waiting for New Year's to get out of the way, whatever you. It's naturally going to slow down.
But you're targeting very, very key figures that are gaps in your collection. For example, like Han Solo. Wouldn't that be kind of how you're operating? Which is
big.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too far off you there. I get that. This is a great point. This is exactly the type of points we were kind of want to drum up. I use this time to pay off pre-orders. Like, yeah, that's such a, if you can manage to not go backwards and looking for, I don't know, a DX13 or a Han and Chewie 2-pack or whatever, personal grail you're having that you think, okay, there's nothing coming out now, maybe I could fund that money. Using the time to pay off orders or chip away at orders is great. Or even just having that kind of, okay, I'm not buying anything for the next few weeks and get that bit of respite is quite clever if you can do that, or put some dry powder aside. Ian, what do you think? What are you going to do?
It's not because it's Chinese New Year. I've just got a lot going on between now and the end of March. So I'll be redirecting some focus, but I've still got quite a few things coming in that are, everything's pretty much paid off between now and then. But yeah, I get it. If there's spare, then I'll chip away at things like the 89 Batmobile. I would do that.
I did the same thing today.
Yeah, I don't typically pay things over. I kind of try and pay it up front, so I don't really have that worry of things slipping and it all stacking up together. So yeah, but I've got different focus over between now and the next 2 months, so I'm welcoming. It's not just Chinese New Year. It's a couple of months not ordering anything, so which will be a good respite.
So, like, after a few days of not ordering a module case, do you start sweating and hot and cold, panics, hallucinating, dry mouth, start biting people?
Yeah, and that's where, when I phone my psychologist Brian Wong and we have a comforting discussion, and
Yeah, Ian's there scratching himself. Doesn't have to be a full case, man. Just a riser, a light strip, anything just to get me through.
A half shelf, come on. Just
God,
one. Hit me up.
Funny. Yeah. So you're kind of. It's just a coincidence that we're running into the quiet time of. It's actually probably a blessing in disguise for you, to be honest, seeing as you have a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, there's too much. As I've said, I've got a kitchen, utility room. We just bought the youngest a car. It's a whole lot of heat right now. So it's a welcome time of. And listen, I'm reposing figures. I'm appreciating what I've got, and I think that's important for people as well. It's not always just what's next. I really take time and look at my figures and really appreciate. I'm very lucky to have what I've got, and I think whether you've got 2 figures or 100 figures, really appreciate what you've got, rather than continue looking at the next figure, because people seem so quick to get something in, put it there, and then it's forgotten, and I fell into that trap.
Bit of gratitude. If you've a handful of these, you've 2 or 3 of these, whatever, you're in some way privileged. Do you know what I mean? So like if you've got a collection room full, it's kind of like an embarrassment of riches here sometimes. Like, but I suppose then you do remind yourself, you did work hard for it and everything. So it's kind of like that balance of work hard for it, but bloody appreciate it. Like so no, I love everything you said there. It's I think a lot of people there seems to be a few people in the chat saying they're going back getting grails, but then people like JB are saying very happy to have a financial break. January has been crazy with releases and pre-orders. Yeah, a bit of respite there. Yeah, absolutely. What about yourself, Jose? What's your plan going into Chinese New Year? Are you like delighted to see this, or do you already know, okay, but not much coming out, you're going to be working backwards or investing into display or whatnot?
Investing in the display is something I like to do when there's like slow periods like right now. But right now I'm really looking forward to the financial break, as JB was mentioning, that we're gonna get. I am getting Padme Catwoman, but Padme's with Sideshow, so whenever they get her, and then Catwoman's with another retailer, so whenever they get their stock. So I'm not expecting those right away. So I think that will be good. So for the most part, I'm happy that we're gonna have time to kind of pay things that I haven't paid, and put a little away for upcoming things that are coming. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I spent a lot of money at the con this weekend, so right now I'm kind of like, don't send me anything. I don't want no invoice.
Cons are not cheap.
Yeah,
I suppose it's in the title. They con you out of your money, man. But
yeah.
But then again, if you have good memories and you meet some of your heroes, and if you pick up a few pieces, it's all worth it, really. So.
Definitely.
But yeah. Eddie, what's the plan? You're kind of on a bit of a rampage there in the last few months. You've got quite a few pickups, like, so you're kind of like, do you plan for this, or?
I don't really plan for anything. Mm-hmm. I could learn from people like Ian and other veteran collectors in the community. But yeah, I've spent a lot of money in the last couple months, so I'm not that it was planned, but yeah, I think I'm kind of like the rest, where it's like I'll take the break, trying not to buy anything that's not already on pre-order, and then like trying not to pre-order anything new. But with Han and that 4-pack Joker, I kind of got screwed there a little bit. But hopefully I won't be having to drop any new pre-orders. There's some things that I want, but I'm trying to stick to my guns and like pay things off. Paid a couple things this month off, so yeah, hopefully I can stick to that and just take it easy for a couple months.
That makes sense. We got a shout out here, Big Brother. I just have 1 second now. Got this courtesy of Big Brother's Wonderland. It's one of the nicest pieces in the collection. It's got some prime real estate there. Thank you very much, Joao. That was very, very kind. Much appreciated. He's a self-confessed INART shill. Why isn't he in here? I did send a link. Are you working? Are you working, Joao? You should quit your job, sell your soul, buy more plastic. Yeah, let us know if you want to hop in, or just pop in. Mario said he didn't get one. He's not impressed.
I didn't get one either, so
not impressed. So Jose was actually the favorite then. Okay.
I don't know. So, I shared a soda with him, so
Oh yeah, well that's true bonding. True bonding. You got a nice jumper.
You had to go to Hong Kong to get a jacket, is what I'm hearing. Is that? Dang, man.
That's correct.
Did you meet him in Hong Kong? Or did you go to Hong Kong?
He met him in Hong Kong.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, not actually Hong Kong.
Wink.
Ah, right. Okay, that sounds like something I gotta ask you off air. Right, I think I'm with you. Right, so look, this the Chinese New Year, when there's going to be kind of a lull, hopefully, in announcements and releases. I know last year they did schedule a few, but you typically there were a few weeks there where it was quite, it was a bit quiet. I'm kind of using this as a natural stopping point, or not stopping. Please don't kid yourself, Shane. A pausing point for pre-orders, because I did pull the trigger on the Jazz Inc. 89. I actually just put another payment in today to make sure I have that $300 deposit on it. And the 4-pack Joker as well the deposit has to be paid by, I'm going with Line Rock twice, I have to pay 10%. Well, 20% actually within the next few weeks as well. So there's that. So realistically, like as well with the traveling I intend doing this summer, something has to give. So I'm gonna have to be instead of just pre-ordering and putting deposits on things, just kind of go right there onto the wish list and wait until after New Zealand really for even like the likes of Han Solo. That's coming home, but I haven't pre-ordered it because I have to draw the line in the sand somewhere. So I'm going to try and not pre-order things for the next few months, basically February, March, April, May, and then of course I'll be away for the summer. Very ambitious, but even if I end up going right, going to still pre-order or putting deposits down on things here and there should be a significant reduction. Now, obviously, I still have pre-orders, so I'll be working on paying them off, whether that's the 4-pack, the Jazz Inc., and of course the different figures I already have on pre-order. Yeah, it's not going to go according to plan because I'm a realist, but the reduction, I think, a realistic goal would be reduce the amount of pre-orders and add them to the wish list and wait until I come after New Zealand. But I understand that there's going to be certain things of just like if they reissue 2.0 of Sarah Connor or T1000 and the prototype looks next level, it's like, don't kid yourself, Shane. You know what I mean? And Han Solo would be realistically, yeah, that is in that bracket, so. I think it's a good time for me. There will be no working backwards. The site that I sold the Incinerator Trooper on, I'm also selling the lights that I had on the Mills boat because obviously I've upgraded. With that website adverts.ie, like I see an R2D2 original trilogy there on it, and I really want it, but it's always, I swear to God, these things are like buses. When you're waiting for one and you need one, it's never there. And then when you don't need one, 4 pull up at the same time. So I was looking for an R2 for a while, but it's just, it's a bit out of the price range, to be honest. But it's actually not a bad price either, which makes it even harder. But yeah, my point is, I will not be working backwards over Chinese New Year or for the next few months. I'm just going to have to be a bit more disciplined because, the travel is very important. I've said it multiple times before. Collecting isn't my life. Collecting is part of my life. It's a big part of my life, but there are other hobbies I want and other things I have to do. Right, so Brad, good point there. Jazz Inc. showed off the box art for 89 Batman. I saw that, and it's like straight out of like the marketing, the kind of iconic marketing for anything around it, whether it was like the VHS cover or anything. Just it looks great. I saw that, Brad. Yeah, absolutely, very very exciting. So does anyone else have anything to add like during this these dry spells? Anything else you'd advise people to do, or that you're doing yourself, or that you would avoid doing before we move on?
How long does this last? I guess I don't pay attention each year.
I think it's more or less about. If Joao is in the chat, he'd be the right man to ask. I think they're shutting up shop.
Isn't it like Thursday?
2 weeks? Yeah, is it like Thursday or Thursday week? And then I think it's about a month approximately. I think maybe there's a week or two where the factories don't work, something like that, and then there's still like a lull after that. From what the last few years, what I remember, it's a few weeks. Singer-songwriter is just saying 2, and that seems fairly definitive. He's been in the game a long time, so 2 weeks. Then again, 2 weeks, 2 weeks of not pre-ordering something. It's like we could probably manage that. Probably doesn't help the wallet too much.
One paycheck.
If it was,
it's not enough time, man.
Nah, man, it's not. So everything I've just said, out the window, right? Well, it depends. Factories around 2 to 3 weeks. Thank you, Joe. I do appreciate that. Okay. All right. So we'll move on.
I would advise people, like, in terms of going backwards, a lot of figures are being turned into 2.0s or, new updated versions. If you really, really want to and you find a great deal, maybe, but I would advise against going backwards. Just my opinion.
Yeah. I think so too. There seems to be a lot of 2.0s, and if there's ever a year where they'll do something out of left field, a shocker, a surprise, like whether that's going back revisiting Predator, Aliens, Terminator, RoboCop. I know that they recently did RoboCop, but RoboCop 1 or 2, or it could be this year because of the just the lack of kind of movies coming out. I mean, Deadpool 3, there's not much else happening. Could be the year for it,
Hopefully.
Yeah. So, alright, I'm going to choose. We'll do the snap. Alright, see if I can find this. Alright, folks, if you're watching and you haven't seen this before, basically, we're going to do 3 different slides, and on each slide there's 2 things, and you have to decide what you're going to Thanos snap out of existence. So the first one, are you going to Thanos snap Interstellar out of existence? Never happened, you can never watch it, never watch it again. Or Inception? What do you think, Jose?
Oh, you had to pick me first. Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, no. I think I'm going to snap Inception. Oh, but it hurts me even saying it, man. Oh, no, I love Interstellar. I still remember watching it in IMAX. The scene where he's watching his, all those videos, the memories. Oh man, no, I can't. And I love Inception. I love the ending, especially. It's hard, man. It's just like you can't really go wrong with either movie. So no, I stay with my choice, but I'm not happy about it.
I love the way everyone stayed silent just to guilt him there. A lot of people are snapping, like just the nerds snapping away Inception, so is Akira. Singer-songwriters snapping Interstellar. Big Brother reckons it's a game that Mario couldn't play. Mario, defend yourself. Interstellar, too many good memes from Inception. Brad Kosky with its snap Inception. Snap Inception, so no boo-woo memes. There's just a quality that Interstellar has that Inception doesn't have. Oh, I don't know, man. It's a tough call. Snap them both. Not a fan. No, you can't. I'm going to snap you out of existence. Ah, man. Mike. He's just winding us up. I'd snap Tenet. Oh, I think Tenet gets a bad rep. The more you watch Tenet, the better it gets. Don't think it's as good as the 2Ds now, but I actually... Nolan's favorite movie of all time, Black Hole, Interstellar. Yeah. Okay. Right. Eddie, what you reckon?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be more of a crazy pick, but for me, they're both great. Inception is amazing. Interstellar is a little bit overrated for me. It's arguably a good movie. I'm not gonna argue that it's not a good movie. I don't love it the way I love Inception. So I'd snap Interstellar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Phil?
Interception, because I wasn't overly fussed on it and because I really want to see Interstellar and I haven't seen it yet. So Inception goes.
Okay. So you're basically snapping away a movie you like because to have a shot at seeing a movie that you may not like.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
man.
how I roll.
That's so Interstellar. That's such an Interstellar thing to do. Yeah, you're taking a chance. Yeah, you should watch it. Ian?
Yeah, it's a tough choice. I like both. I actually just watched both on the 4K discs, and I would snap Interstellar. I think Inception just covers so much more for me, and it's a better transfer visually that I've seen. So
I'm gonna feel disgusting no matter which one I pick, so I may as well throw a dart at the screen. But yeah, I'm gonna snap Inception. I do think that scene when he comes back, I just don't want to even spoil it for Phil, but like, it's yeah.
No, you go ahead.
They're both great, but the when he's watching the screen and when the gravity of what he's just done and what he's missed out on hits him. It's so good, like, yeah. But Inception is awesome too. Cillian Murphy as well. All right, good stuff. Thanks for playing. Next one. These are two of the greatest villains in TV history ever. One you love to hate, the other you probably just hate.
This is
so
cool.
Which one are you going to snap out of existence? Ian, start us off.
God, what's his name again? I've got a...
That's King Joffrey. Yeah.
King, yeah, Joffrey. Yeah, he gets snapped all day long.
Yeah?
Little shit.
Okay. Not what I was expecting, but Phil.
Yeah, they were my sentiments exactly, yeah. Get rid of the little shit.
Right, okay. Go on, Eddie.
I like this because you're like, you want to snap away things now. That's a good turn of events. This is hard, actually. I think I might snap away. I forget her name, but the wife from
Skylar.
Yeah,
Eddie, you're the man. Eddie's a man.
Just because
she's a dickhead.
Joffrey was Joffrey was raised that way, right? Like he kind of didn't have a choice. Look at who his parents are, and then like her, like fucking ingrateful shit. So yeah, I'd snap away her.
Jose.
Oh man. I mean, I don't like either one of them, but I'm gonna snap Joffrey because just he was a little shit, man. I hated that guy. So, Joffrey, if I could get rid of him, yeah.
I think he played the role so well, and actually, at the age he was, he was in Batman Begins. He was a kid in Batman Begins.
Yeah.
I think his name is Jack Gleason or something like that. He's from Cork in Ireland, and he was so young. He must have got an amount of hate because he was pure evil to the point where some villains you love to hate, but this guy you just hated. He was sadistic, but he played the role so good. His job as an actor is to make you believe he's that evil and elicit some despicable thoughts, and just really hate him, and you love to hate him. It actually transcends loving to hate him because he was that evil. So I think he nailed it. Skylar's just annoying, man. She gone. She absolute good luck. Just one point here. I love the way Loki has said Skylar has to go. Someone there said the thing is Skylar was right, and I was thinking about this. She was kind of a bit like, at the start she was a bit like, I can't believe you're doing this. Then she saw all the money and she helped him wash it. She picked and chose when she took the moral high ground. So she is far from perfect. And I just think she's a really annoying character, to be honest. But yeah, no, she's gone. She's gone. I'd snap her out of existence. Alright. And finally, we've got two Grails, the DX13 or the DX08. Which one do you get rid of? I'm going to start with Jose because he looks like he's under pressure.
Oh my. Pick me last, man. So we're talking about specifically these existing figures, not like a 2.0 or something that may release later, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just these. If they do 2.0, you're good.
That changes the whole thing, by the way.
I think I'd snap Jack, the Joker. Yeah. Because oh man, now I'm going back and forth. No, I gotta stick with what I said. First thought, yeah. I mean, because I think if we get a 2.0 of Jack, it'd be better. So.
Yeah, but the odds are that you'll never get a 2.0 Jack. You're much more likely to get a Terminator 2.0. That's why I thought the odds change.
Yep.
Damn it.
Mario's not happy. Fairness, no one's happy with this choice, let's be honest.
I
made my choice. Just go to the next person.
Very poorly made choice, I would say. If that option is there, then I'm gonna snap Terminator because I'm fairly certain we're gonna see a 2.0 release of that. So.
Yeah. Okay. Phil.
Jack Nicholson, Joker.
You'd snap him out of existence.
Yeah, only because if I snap Terminator's standalone, isn't he? So if I didn't snap the Joker, that means I've got to get Batman 89, then fall into the Jazz Inc. pool. Yeah.
Okay, and Ian.
Yeah, Snap and Terminator, I believe. Same as Eddie. The 2.0 is coming, and they will not make a 2.0 Jack. Plus, how can you make a 2.0 in that figure? It's awesome. But you will with Terminator. Pleatherman equals Leatherman.
I gotta say, I'd keep the Jack Nicholson, even with the news of Han Solo last week. I still don't see them doing a Jack Nicholson 2.0. Maybe I'm way off the mark now, but they've already done the 89 Keaton 2.0, and they're bringing out the Batmobile again. And maybe it's only a matter of time before they do Jack Nicholson, especially after Han Solo. That kind of, I think a lot of people are thinking that's going to happen. But look, I got the police shootout scene for the first Terminator. I do think that they're going to dip back in the well at some stage. Hot Toys will, and again, as much as it's a meme, I do believe INART are considering doing the 1/6 versions of the Terminator. I think there's that's like a possibility sometime in 2034. So yeah, I would snap the DX13 away. It feels icky saying that, like, but you know, we don't want to make these we don't want to make these too easy on you. So that brings us back here again. So far we spoke about Han Solo, we spoke about Catwoman, we spoke about things that have new arrivals and things that were sold. We spoke about Padme. Ian walked us through the I Collect Everything app. We've done this snap, and we spoke about looking forward to Chinese New Year, and maybe kind of what's your strategy there, like work backwards or pay off pre-orders or just stack some money. Eddie, do you want to pick another one?
Yeah, I'll go with the goat.
The goat, okay. So I think a lot of people probably thought this was like, I don't know, some greatest of all time meme or something like that, but these photos popped up on Facebook, Hot Toys Facebook today, and then they disappeared. Did you see these?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's set for release tomorrow, apparently.
Ah.
So I think we'll get them back tomorrow, yeah.
Someone's getting fired. So what you have is Korg on the back of the Valkyrie. A little tattoo there in her, I think it's her left forearm, some sort of like a grenade. What do you think, guys?
Talking of dead stays. She's got one hell of a dead stay.
Still think it looks like her though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think,
Korg edge comes good.
Figure. It's an amazing figure from the shittiest movie of all time. So
yeah, yeah, definitely not a fan of the movie.
That Korg edge sculpt is pretty good though.
I think that's all we have. So these this is obviously 6 Scale Mafia's his Facebook group, because they're not available on the Hot Toys anymore. So thank you to Anthony. I think CT put these up. CT603, yeah. I think there was a bunch of them, I believe, but obviously people managed to save some in 3 or 5. Yeah. So I mean, is anyone in the panel looking forward to this?
Yeah, I actually have her on order. I thought she looked really good. I think this is pretty close to the proto. If not, I haven't looked at all the photos, but I saw that whole thing about them deleting the post. So so I haven't really looked into it. But yeah,
I think she's a really popular character, isn't she? I think you've been waiting for a Valkyrie for quite some time. So
yeah, I think it looks pretty much exactly like the proto from this. And you know the way they have the seams here, they had them on Wanda. I don't particularly like that, but I don't think, see the way her hair is done really well and it's hanging down. I think your eye might actually take that for just a piece of hair. I think it's kind of covered with the way that the hair is working around her neck there. So yeah, again, not something I'd be interested in, but I'll take a better look at it and maybe do a video later on tomorrow if they do actually release these. But yeah, so anyone besides Jose keen on this?
No, not for me.
If it was cheap enough, again, I'd pick it up. I don't like this movie. I used to not like Ragnarok that much, but it's grown on me. The characters, she's okay. it's more my love for Thor and Valkyries in general in the comics that make me want it, just to have like more Thor figures. And I love that lightning bolt. If I ever did like a custom Hercules figure, I'd want that lightning bolt someday. But I know that's kind of like a weird reason to get a figure. But yeah, I can't say that I like am not interested at all, but I definitely don't want it for full price at all. So if I could find it for cheap, I'd consider it.
Yeah, I got you. Good stuff. So massive shout out to the 51 people watching live. Thanks very much for joining us. If you're watching on a replay, shout out to you too. If you get any sort of value from the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. I think we're at 17. What are we at now? We are at 17 subs away from the big 3K. So yeah, make sure you tune in next week. Hopefully we will have hit 3K and we can give away. We're doing a giveaway on the channel. You have to be subscribed. You have to be here in the chat live. There'll be a question. So with this here, there's one last thing to do, and that's your random movie recommendations. So I won't pick on Jose first because he didn't have much thinking time for the other stuff. So Ian, a random movie recommendation.
Okay, I'm going to keep on the 4K disc theme. Majority of people have probably seen The Shining, Stanley Kubrick's movie, in 4K disc.
The Shining.
The Shining. It looks
no,
like.
But do you remember that in? Do you remember that in Simpsons? No. The Shining.
Can't remember that. No.
That's right. That was the thing. Groundskeeper Willie was saying it. But.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I recommend if anybody's pick up the 4K Shining. It looks like a totally different movie. It really draws you in. It's stunning. What a transfer.
Excellent stuff. I watched The Shining again back around Halloween. Haven't watched it in years, and I actually got more out of it I think this time around. Yeah, really good. Eddie?
I don't really have a movie or anything to recommend this week, but because Jose went to his con and he met up with Dermot Mulroney, is that his name?
That's correct.
So one of the movies I love him from that I don't feel people know that well or talk about it's called Bad Girls. It's a movie my mom liked growing up, and it's kind of like a Western but with 4 women. And
so Sharon Stone. Not Sharon Stone.
It's Drew Barrymore, Madeline Stowe, Andy McDowell, and then Mary Stuart Matterson. So it's really good. I think I haven't watched it in a while, but I might watch it recently just because I thought about it. But it's like a Western. And I know most of us are into Westerns, so check it out. It's pretty good from what I remember. So that'll be my recommendation, I guess, from this.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Phil?
Nothing particularly fantastic. I watched Kandahar with Gerard Butler on Prime. It was okay. It's a Prime movie. It's nothing fantastic. But I've started to go back and watch Andor sort of back-to-back episodes.
Yeah.
And it makes a hell of a difference watching it that way, I feel, compared to watching it week by week breakdown. I just think it's far better.
I gotta do that. And Jose Plus.
All right. So I recently watched on Netflix. I don't know if you guys will have it available, but over here they put in the Neil Blomkamp movie Gran Turismo, based on the video game. Mm-hmm. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, for a movie, watching it at home on Netflix, I thought it was a good watch. It's like a sports drama, basically about this kid who's really good at the video game, and then he gets the chance to actually race the cars in real life, and kind of his struggle with that. So it's a good movie. If you like sports dramas, and you just want to sit back and watch something. So
good stuff.
I think it's based on a Welsh kid as well, I think.
Right.
I believe so. Yeah, it's based on a true story. So
yeah, good stuff. My one was actually recommended for me by a student that I have and that I teach, and I actually quite enjoy it. It was gory, really gory. It was called The Platform. The movie released in 2019. I'll give you the opening minute or two of it. So this guy wakes up and he's in this square room, and with this there's another person, there's another older man. He's sitting at the, he's in like a bed at the opposite end of the room. It's a square room.
I know what you're talking
He's
about.
like, where, why am I here? How did I get here? And there's a big hole in the middle of this big square room, and there's very little in the room. It's like each of them have their own little bed, and they've got like their own like a sink and a mirror, and there's a big huge hole, and they look down the hole, and they're in a huge, like, it's obviously it's a high-rise building block, and there's a hole in the bottom, and they can see down through the floors. That's the premise. Worth a watch. So depressing, but it's a kind of reminded me a bit like the original Old Boy, the Japanese version. Guy wakes up and he's just in this room on his own, has no idea how he got there, and he pieces it, the whole film about how he piecing it back together. But yeah, the platform well worth watching. So all right, folk, we're out of here. Thank you very much to all my panel members. Thank you very much to all the channel members. Huge, like we're getting there. We're getting closer and closer to 3K. So just, yeah, humbling, massively appreciated, and the support doesn't go without recognition. So really do appreciate it. Anyone have something they want to plug? No. Okay. No?
All quiet.
All right.
Eddie's video is pretty good on his garage shelf.
I watched that today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really good.
And I watched the kind of shorts
store.
you were doing.
Yeah.
They cracked me up, man. They cracked me up.
I'm glad.
Keep them coming, man. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
So
Tell
good.
you.
Probably
Yeah.
do.
Tell you they're really good, Eddie. You got to keep doing
We have
Yeah.
no shortage of divisive opinions in this community, so I think I can just crank those out, hopefully, especially with my takes. So yeah, I will. I had fun doing them, and thanks. I'm getting a lot of good feedback on the garage shelf video. So Marco actually is the one who pushed me to actually publish that video, because I just recorded it as a like info thing for him, and I thought I sounded like a jackass in the video, but
No, it sounded really
it's
good.
funny, dude, so just post it. And I was like, okay.
And it's a clean job. Like it looks really, really professional, and I couldn't get over the amount of magnetic tape that you.
Yeah,
I reckon
know.
that you've enough magnetic tape to stretch from your place to Dublin. Like,
There's
you
a
know,
lot of magnetic tape.
Yeah. Definitely check out those videos on Made Media. But folks, yeah, we're out of here. Thanks, and hopefully we'll see you next week for the giveaway. See ya.